This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
O'Shea Hip-Hop.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
It's the birthplace of hip-hop, ladies and gentlemen. 38 minutes to the hour. Sway in the morning is where he's from. I remember this happened. I remember back in 93. I remember when this happened, man, when Flo Jo came on. One of my favorite songs was Flo Jo. And we were like, who's this guy? He's not even black. That's rapping like this.
It's that fat Puerto Rican guy.
Let's take a listen to this real quick, man. It's when it first happened from the Bronx.
You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta let them know, Joe. Diamond D. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta let them know, Joe.
Yes. Hold on, right, start it over. Hold up.
Have a beat. What you thought when you heard Flo Jo? Have a beat. What you thought when you heard Flo Jo?
Let me take you back even further. What I thought when I saw you perform Flo Jo, because I saw you perform it before it actually came on the radio. And it was crazy. I was with KRS. I was with DJ Kenny Parker and watched you perform that. And it was, everybody was talking about you.
Where was it at?
Uptown in Del Palo.
Are you serious?
I promise you that on Everything I Love.
And everybody was talking.
It was crazy. You came out of nowhere. We was there and we watched you perform before it even hit the radio.
All right, now I don't want to stop what you're doing because I know how you work. You
see-
got
you-
something
you-
lined
yeah,
up.
yeah, you saw it.
I know we messed it up
Okay.
somehow.
No. It's good. It's good. I got it. Go ahead.
But let me tell you something. I was a KRS-One groupie. So I was at KRS-One's first performance in Cortland Avenue Projects.
Wow.
Before he even had South Bronx. He had one T-shirt, and it would be a Bob Marley T-shirt, right, with a Rasta hat. And every show he ever had, I would be in front row of the show. I'd be the fat Puerto Rican kid in the front row, front row, right? And it was so weird for me, that one day he performed at SOBs. I think it was the Zulu Nation anniversary.
Yeah.
And when he got in his limo, I dove in his limo. I slid in the limo. I slid in the limo. I dove in the limo. And, he used to see me all the time and dap me. But I was like, yo, I got a record coming out. I'm a rapper. He was like, really? You a rapper? I was like, yo, I'm a rapper, man. I'm down with digging in the crates. He was like, all right, Joe. And then you telling me he saw that was big. That was you.
Let's take him back. 1993.
That was you.
All right, Flo Jo. Joe, man, since you live in the studio, man, I'd love to hear you go over this verse with us right now, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I swear
Joe,
you tried to
you
do
got
all
a
that.
Joe.
Yo, we didn't know you could punch in at this time either. So we went all the way.
You got this. Come
There you go. Bust it, check it, watch how I wreck it. Niggas watch your back, cause shit's getting hectic. I catch vibes that Count Basie. Your sucker won't face me. I'm so much flavor, you can taste me. Like the gutter, you never catch me stutter. Everybody knows that I'm butter. I'm not the man with sensitivity. The name is Fat Joe. The label's relativity.
there it is, man. That was from the album Represent.
That saved my life, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure it did because
Oh no, that saved my life.
when in Cali, Fat Joe had a reputation in Cali. And probably before you ever been to Cali,
Okay.
we would hear all these stories about you. But it was interesting because, Showbiz, that's my brother from Digging in the Crates crew.
My brother too.
You had Diamond D, the Beat Nuts. You had like legend. And we just had Psycho Les up here the other day playing beats for us. And it wasn't no separation between, what was considered backpack or conscious or street. It was just all, you guys were all just from the same neighborhood, right?
1,000,000%. We from the same hood.
Yeah.
So what happened with me was like I grew up with Finesse, I grew up with Showbiz, I grew up with Diamond D. Like we just got lucky. Like my block was like a melting pot of hip hop. And even from the day one, I used to see Melly Mel. I seen Furious 5 when they got their first Benzes. I'm sure there's some rappers like French Montana probably could sit here and tell you about, I remember when Fat Joe came in the Phantom.
Yeah.
But I remember when the Furious 5 got white Benzes and they was driving around the Bronx crazy. I remember as a little kid, I used to watch Ruby D, who in my recollection is the first Latino rapper ever, Ruby D from the Fantastic Five.
Oh, yeah.
He was from like 2 blocks away, and Love Bug Starsky, and my brother carried the DJ equipment for Grandmaster Flash.
Wow.
So that's how I learned hip hop. I was still too young, but my brother would bring me all the Zulu Nation battles and all that on the cassette tape. So they'd be like, Mary, Mary, where are you going to? On that funk is on. And I'd be in the jam. Like I'd be up in there like, yo, like I'm in the jam. They'd be like, yo, back up from the ropes. Back up. I'd be like, oh, something happened. They had that. But that's we from the same hood.
Yeah.
Me and Diamond used to write graffiti together. He used to write Z-Rock and we used to kill stuff. And Finesse totally inspired me, you know, to become a rapper.
Lord Finesse.
Because Lord Finesse was the nice guy in the hood. We used to love him. His grandmother used to love me. He was one of the nice guys. And then he was like, yo, I'm going to be a rapper. And we like, yeah, okay. And then out of nowhere, Red Alert is playing Funky Technician. And we was going crazy.
Wow.
But then I'm like, I know Finesse. I'm like, yo, I know this guy, and he's on the radio.
Yeah.
I rap too.
Yeah.
I could make it.
You can make it.
And then I just started hustling. I remember Diamond D. I was just last week. Diamond D got an ill album coming out soon.
Yeah.
So we had a listening party in Miami. I came out there, and Diamond D. I remember he stopped me at the light pole. I'll never forget the light pole in front of my building. He was like, yo, Joe, you. Too much violence.
Yeah.
You want this, that. You rap. Why don't you change your life? Why don't you rap and say it on your raps?
Yeah.
So then we went to the studio. It was called K-Rock Studio. Yo, it was like $20 an hour, and we would cut like 3 demos in 1 hour. No punchings, nothing. We just keep going. But we all grew up together, man.
Y'all grew up together, man. Fat Joe is here, man, and we gonna talk about the now because I know you got a new single that you sent to me early that I really like. I don't want to play that yet. Let's play a classic. Let's make them lean back or something. Let's do something different. All right? And then we're going to play the new single and talk about the new album and just, what's been going on with Joe now that you've got your newfound freedom as well. We co-host a show that's coming on tonight. Off the bat. MTV2.
Yo, we got a new demographic. Yes, 2 days ago, I was on the plane and I seen a guy. He looked like a baseball white guy.
Yeah.
And he walked up with his little duffel bag and he looked at me. He was like, and I said, oh, I'm getting baseball fans.
There it is. Let's get it. Fat Joe is here. 888-742-3345. Call us. Remy Ma right there, man.
Yeah.
Remy Ma, she be home soon.
Y'all heard July 30th she coming out. Is that true?
She coming out soon, man.
Yeah. Would you guys work together again, you think?
I mean, I wouldn't count it out, man. I mean, me and her, we had a talk recently. She called me like about a month ago. This is one of my favorite records too.
Ill and Out Scratch.
Come around my way. Come around. Creep with me through the neighborhood. And them boys, they was gangster too. Well, I used to do shows with them. But Remy called me and the phone was like, because Remy did a lot of foul shit to me, to just keep it 100. I met Remy and she was from the projects and I believe in her. I took her on tour with me for 3-4 years. We put her on hit records. We got Remy rich.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line, right? And I took pride in that. And then, when her sales didn't go right, she went bad on me, like real bad on me.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell you the truth, it was probably like the top 5 most painful things I ever experienced in my life.
Wow.
Like one day I was hearing her dissing me on the radio because we love Remy. Like my son had the poster of her like she was his aunt.
Yeah.
This shit was like an invisible lightning, like a lightning rod. I was listening to her on the radio and that shit was going. That shit was just tearing my shit up because we all about loyalty and family. So I was just like, oh my God,
But would she say the same about you? Would she say you done
I
something?
never did nothing wrong to Remy Ma. Never, ever in life, but fight for her and champion for her. And when her album didn't do good, and they were acting funny at her at Universal. Even though she dissed me, the last time I ever met Remy, that I ever sat with Remy was in Hit Factory, and I said, "Yo, Remy, I got some people. They got an independent label. I just did a deal with them at Capitol, and they ready to throw you like 600-700 racks. I think you need to go get it." That's the last conversation. So the only image she got of me is like, yo, this dude was always, positive with me. He always tried to help me. And so she calls me on the phone. We ain't talking years, and the phone just stays on dead silence. And she was like, yo, it's Rem. I was like, okay. So the shit just stayed quiet, and I'm like, yo, Ram, if you got something to say, you just call me, say it. Right? Like we can't. Yeah. Now, what's up, nigga? Like, you know what this is. Yeah. So and then we just started talking, and then I was just like, I told her the truth. Like, yo, Rem, I think you still the hottest chick in the game. I know
Remy's
for
dope,
a fact
man.
you come out here and you gonna kill this
She
thing.
gonna
Just
kill
stay
it.
positive, stay focused. You're gonna destroy. And then she, same thing. And then I seen the interview she did after. She was like, if I would have listened to Joe, because she would have listened to me, she would have been, we went hard, man.
Yeah.
I was trying with Rem, like anybody you can name, like any type of great advice I was trying to give to this girl. And she, she was we all from the streets.
Yeah.
We all crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We really are crazy.
Yeah.
And we changed our lives. So like I used to try to sit down with her and tell her, look, man, I had one pair of sneakers my whole school year. I'm from the hood. I done did my shit for real, Rem. You know this. Like we gotta change, or this is gonna happen. And you get this allure, this attraction to fame and money and all that. It could really hurt us. And I give new rappers a grace period. I give them like about a year, because it's hard to be a guy that barely got any girls. Yeah. And next thing you know, he got a hit record and girls are jumping on top of his car naked, thinking he's the most handsome dude in the world.
Right.
It's hard for girls, for it's hard because now you're famous. You have money, you could do what you want. All of a sudden, so I give him that little 1 year, 2 year grace period.
Be reckless.
Now, if he's still a piece of shit in 2 years, he's a piece of shit.
Right.
He's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But you gotta be humble. You know what I'm saying? And Greg Nice helped me a whole lot. From Nice and Smooth helped me a whole lot. Yeah. To where they was putting me on stage when they was the #1 dudes on earth, right? And I owe him so much. But the most important information he ever gave me, that anybody ever gave me in hip hop, he was like, yo, Joe, you got to be humble. If you become successful or rich or success, whatever, you always got to be humble. You got to be nice to people. You got to be humble. You got to treat people with respect, up or down. And I don't know why, because people gave me so much advice in my life. That was the one thing I heard over and over again in my life. And then we always got to be humble. As far as Remy Ma, she coming to destroy. I know her well. Yeah. She's been trained by some gladiators.
Yes, and I know she's
trained by some gladiators.
She's ready. What up,
she
Remy?
Know what to do.
Javier's on the line from Texas. Say what up to Fat Joe, Javier. Go ahead.
What up, Fat Joe? Big fan. Been following you for a minute. You and Big Pun running wild out there. I remember all that old stuff. Hey, I want to know how you stay relevant through all this, man.
Well, my love for the game, my love for hip hop, my love for making music, being hot. It's a special kind of feeling when you got a hot record out, and that's my crack. I don't get high. I get high on success. I get high on, having hit records. So, fortunately, I've been able to, maintain it, and I got some good shit coming your way, too.
That's right. We're going to play something real quick. We got Andrew on the line from Colorado. Say what up to Fat Joe.
Yo, what up, Fat Joe? How you doing? How you doing, Sway?
How you doing, Andrew?
What's up, Andrew?
Man, I've been following you, like he was just saying, for a long time. Your guys' you and Big Pun's Twins Deep Cover was just such a hot track, man.
Heaven B couldn't make me put my Glock down, nigga.
And I was just wondering, man, do you still associate with Chris Rivers, Baby Pun?
No, we already talked about that and the thing. I wish him the best. Me and his mom's had a fallout after Pun passed away. I don't want to keep having to explain that, but and being that it went so bad, I never got to have the kids in my life. What I could tell you is that I got a friend like E. Philly, who's been down with me for 20 years, that his daughter calls me uncle, and all my friends are my friends since kindergarten, and their kids call me uncle, and they run through my house like they could do whatever they want, and there's no doubt that I love Big Pun more than just about anybody in the world. And, if we didn't have a fallout with his moms, I would definitely have that relationship with those kids that, they would be calling me uncle and they'd be loving me to death. But unfortunately, we ain't bump heads yet. I'm looking forward to bumping heads with Chris Rivers.
Joe, unfortunately, man, we only got so much time today, but I'm going to have to invite you back up because our conversations, we got to do like a 3 or 4 part series with Fat Joe.
Yeah.
But man, Joe, I ain't had, every time I had you come on Rap Fix, I always love when you spit, man. Having you here on Sway in the Morning, man, this is just like really monumental to have you here at Shade 4-5 with us and we get to have this conversation, man. But I saw the way you reacted to that Ill and Out scratch beat, man. I was just wondering if we threw it on. Heather, what do you think, Tracy? What don't see what happened. Man, maybe if you had a verse you could spit to this or something, man. I don't,
A little something.
Being from the Bronx and all the birthplace of hip-hop. Yeah, I'm right.
Black bottles, black models, Cuban cigars, Dominicanos, Colombianos. It's Coca, 100 dope boys on the sofa. I'm God Fisher with Versace on. Stars on the roof of the ambiance. Dug up some old hundreds for the few cases. Now we in the club throwing blue faces. Used to see Poppy had to go boil it. Now crack sitting on gold toilets. Pure heroin brings more spoils. Lord, your niggas never be royal. So come around my way. Come around my way.
Man, Fat Joe, man, it's my brother right here, man. Make sure y'all tune in tonight. Watch his new
Off
show.
the Bat.
Chris DiStefano, what up? Melanie Iglesias, what up?
Chris DiStefano, what's up? Melanie, what's up?
Joe's gonna do some stand-up comedy with Chris soon too.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's the stories and all that. Don't put me on the spot.
Okay.
But Chris, he's baiting me. Yeah. So I'll probably do that Caroline's with him. What are you saying? June 6th?
June 6th, yeah. He's doing it June 6th.
I'm looking forward to that. Like I'm gonna tell some stories.
All right.
I got some O.J. Simpson.
Hey.
I got some R. Kelly. I got some Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
We gonna go in on some stories.
You got some hilarious stories, man. Hey, and you got the new single Another Day with French Montana, Rose, and Tierra Thomas.
Look out for the video. Should be out in another week. We shot it. We just right, Danny C?
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can they pre-order do pre-orders on the single? Or is it
June 3rd?
June 3rd.
But look out for Tierra Thomas. This girl is like, she's like the next Lauryn Hill. When you hear her album, it's gonna be crazy. So, just like I'm honored to work with that girl. I'm letting y'all know ahead of time. Y'all heard it first from
it's
Fat
funny
Joe.
Because Suzette Williams works with Tierra Thomas, who also worked with Lauryn Hill with Miss Education, the Commissioner Gordon.
Is so crazy.
Gordon?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, okay.
The Bronx.
Yeah, that's my
All right,
crew.
Chris, nice. Yeah.
Commish, baby.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear. Hey, this is Another Day with Fat Joe, man. Thank you for coming by, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
All right.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.